Hi, good morning and welcome to Tuesday, February the 2nd, 2021. We're focusing on times tables today, so I do hope you've got your books ready. There are accompanying maths notes that literally are a replica of the flip chart I'm going through with you today, so do look out for the notes if you do prefer to use them or want to use them in your leisure. Obviously, feel free to continue with the video, but you know they are there as well if you need them. Do look out for the Tuesday maths notes tab above the video. When we're thinking about our times tables, what really comes into effect, what really makes that difference is the learning you did in reception, year 1 and year 2 when it comes to counting in 2s, 5s and 10s, along with 12 fingers. They really help when it comes to our 2s, 5s and 10s times tables. You'll begin to see the connections as we go through the tables themselves. So please, if you haven't done so already, please get to page 28 in your green book for our times tables today. Right, got them? Good stuff. As you can see, the 2 times table, the 5 times table, and the 10s times table are all within, are all there for you, sorry, on page 28, as well as a few hints and tips. So let's think about the 2 times table and learning it. You can work out the 2 times table by counting in 2s. The 2 times table is the even numbers. Even numbers end with 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. And odd numbers end with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. When you think about the 5 times table, you can see and think about the clock face like you see on the page. The sooner you get used to the 5 times table itself, the easier it's going to be for really thinking about the time. The half past, quarter to, those intervals of time will become a lot easier to understand the sooner you've got your head around that 5 times table. And thinking about the 10 times table, it's one of my favourites. What we know about the 10 times table is that A, it's double of the 5 times table, and B, all the tables end in 0. Now, I'm going to leave you to go through the tables with your adults because you can take as long as you like, or some of you who know it already, feel free to continue with the video. But what's important though is that you make sure you start with that 0. Even though the page starts at 1, the 0 is just as important. So when you start that times table, make sure you do your 0 times 2 equals 0. Your 0 times 5 equals 0, and your 0 times 10 equals 0. Right, I'll leave you to go through the times table with your adults, or feel free to say it to yourselves and then return to the video when you're ready. Right, let's think about page 29, where we're going to use what you know about your times table to solve your problems. Now, question 1 and 4 should be easier for you to tackle. But that said, I think 2 and 3 will just be just as easy. But again, take your time with them. I'm sure some of you will fly through, and that's absolutely fine. If some of you need to take your time, that's also absolutely fine. Choose which questions to tackle first, or just go through them in order. Question 1 is using the 2 times table. Fill in the missing numbers. Question 2, you need to circle all of the even numbers. Do not let anything worry you. A bigger number, all that matters is that number on the end. And if you need to, don't forget your good old shoulders and your head to help you work out what you might need to for those even numbers. Question 3, write down all of the odd numbers between 2 and 10. Again, your odd number trick might help you, but also don't forget about page 28 and the ideas and answers that are there around odd and even numbers if you need something to refer back to, if you don't already know it. And finally, question 4, draw a cross through the numbers in the 5 times table, circle the numbers in the 10 times table. Right, ready? Okay, off you go. Give that a go, children, and then come back to this video for your next set of activities. Okay, so today, again, if you've done some English work, feel free to maybe do a line underneath it, or just write out today's date and the title times tables. Draw other images you can see and complete the sentences in your books. How many eyes are there? Lots of. What's missing from that multiplication sentence? What's missing from that times table? Counting in twos along with knowing the times table will help you here. Obviously, feel free to pause on the video or use the sheet, the notes to help you when you're ready. And if you are going to pause, move on to the next when you're ready. Okay, again, you can see you need to draw out the images and write the calculation in your books. How many petals all together? Some bits are missing there. Can you fill them in? What should that times table be? What should that multiplication sentence be? Which times table helped you when you work it out? You know what to do. Pause if necessary and come and move on when you're ready. Oh, you do. I do like my crayons. Can you complete the sentences in your book? We need to know how many crayons there are altogether. Can we fill in what's missing to show that there are lots of the missing multiplications, times tables even. And then I've got some more. Told you, I do like crayons. Which times table helped you with this one? Do give it a go. To finish, using question 4 in your CGP books on page 29, draw a line under the number that is in the 2 times table. So I'll say that again. Go back to CGP book, using question 4, now draw a line under the number that is in the 2 times table. Good luck with that. Pause here while you tackle your tasks and then come back to the answers. Natural pause. Ready for some answers? Right. Fill in the missing numbers. So the missing number here would have been 4, because 2 times 2 equals 4. Here was also another 4. 2 times 4 equals 8. So we had that missing. So we had to think what times what would get us 8. Here the 2 was missing. There we go. Because 2 times 6 equals 12. Now, even though the 2 is on the other side, it's still a case of you knowing with the 2 times table, even if things are reversed, what the answers are going to be. Because you typically would see the 1 times 2, the 2 times 2, etc. The 3 times 2. But here they've swapped it round, and if you've still been able to do it, well done you. If you've not been tricked by it. You know, by swapping it round, you can still use your 2 times table to answer those questions. Good job. Circle all the even numbers. So you should have circled 12, 28, 104, and 8. Here we have all the odd numbers between 2 and 10. 3, 5, 7, and 9. Oh, my book out. Remind myself, because now I've crossed them out, they're not as clear anymore. Oh dear. So, for crossing the numbers in the 5 times table, you should have crossed 15, 25, 30, 40, and 10. Good job. And you should have circled for the numbers in the 10 times table. You should have circled the 30, 40, and the 10. Right, so there are 8 eyes in total. 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 lots of 2 is equal to 8. 4 times 2 equals 8. Again, counting in twos and knowing the 2 times table helped here. How many petals are there altogether? 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 lots of 5 is equal to 20. 4 times 5 equals 20. The 5 times table helped you here. There are 60 crayons altogether. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 6 lots of 10 is equal to 60. 6 times 10 equals 60. How many are there now? There are 80 crayons altogether. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 8 lots of 10 is equal to 80. 8 times 10 equals 80. Which times table helped you? The good old 10 times table. Now, hopefully you underlined the 10. Hopefully you could still see your 10 or just remembered it was there and that should have been underlined to show the number that's in the 2 times table. That's not to say 48 wouldn't be or 30, but actually within our two times table, it would have been the 10. Good stuff. Now, just one more thing about our 12 fingers. Your 12 fingers, along with multiplication facts you already know, will be useful when it comes to learning other times tables. Let's think about the 3 times table, for example. I do know some of you already know the 3 times table, which is great, along with others, but it's just an example to show you what I mean. Because a lot of us tend to, in year 2, you do tend to count in threes. After we've got the 2s, 5s and 10s, and also moved on to the times tables, we do continue to think about counting. We begin, to think about counting in threes. That's something that we focus on in year 2. And again, that's like a natural timetable to move on to once you're confident with the 2, 5s and 10s, to move on to naturally to the 3, because you're already used to counting in threes. And you can see how they kind of work together to support learning the times tables, like you can see here. But where I made that point, children, well, you already know a particular multiplication fact. You already know before you even start learning the 3 times table, 3 answers. For example, because we know 3 times 2 from the 2 times table is 6, we also know that 2 times 3 equals 6. Because you know 3 times 5 equals 15, because of the 5 times table, you will automatically know 5 times 3 equals 15, because you know you can do multiplication in any order. And because you know 3 times 10 equals 30, because of the 10 times table, you also know that 10 times 3 equals 30. Now you can see here, again, using our 12 fingers, we've got the numbers up there over being on our fingers this time, how it relates to the 3 times table itself. So let's go through that together. 0 times 3 equals 0. 1 times 3 equals 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. 3 times 3 equals 9. 4 times 3 equals 12. 5 times 3 equals 15. 6 times 3 equals 18. 7 times 3 equals 21. 8 times 3 equals 24. 9 times 3 equals 27. 10 times 3 equals 30. And 11 times 3 equals 33. 12 times 3 equals 36. There we go, the 3 times table. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. Now, for some of you who already said you're quite confident with the times tables, let me draw your attention to a particular website called timestable.me.uk. What's really good about it, it does help provide some online tables tests. It could be tests that you want to potentially print out as a PDF, or parents, if you want to have some inspiration as to maybe writing down some times tables for them to try. So not just the good old 1 times 2 equals 2. It's also flipping it around to see other ways to see that 2, so it's not typical. And again, it's out of sync. How confident are they when it's not just in order, like we read through in the book on page 28. Also, there's an online tables test you can actually tackle yourself with the selection of questions and your time to see how quickly you can do them, and it kind of counts it down as you go as well. Let me show you what I mean. Bear with me. So here is an example on the website of the printed tables you could get if you chose to put in 20 questions using the 2, 5 and 10. Here is an example of online times table test I was referring to, where you could quickly do the test yourself and again do the questions counting down. I happen to do this as an example. Already got 1 out of 100%, and it took me after 2.7 seconds. So it kind of shows you how you're doing. You choose how many questions to do, obviously add the times, and you pop it in what you wish to look at. I've decided to do the 2, but if I wanted to do the 5 and 10, you could do so as well. Again, feel free to explore the website for those of you who are getting more confident with your times table and just to see how you can do with it. Back to our screen. And finally, Good old times table bingo. Okay, that's where we literally just have a piece of paper, A4 paper, try and fold it and get into six boxes, or draw a line down it to get yourself 6 boxes. And if you are doing the 2 times table, for example, have your child just put down the answers they already know, the questions in the 2 times table. For example, you can see I've got 10, 4, 8, 12, 6 and 2. These are all answers within the 2 times table. Now again, you can literally quick fire share the facts, share multiplication tables, and see if they've matched them until they get bingo. For example, if my adult said, or if my friend said 2 times 4, I know it's 8. I know 2 times 4 is 8. I can tick it. If they said 2 times 7, well, that's 14. I haven't got that. So they know how to play bingo. We're just now applying it to our tables. Maybe they might have brothers or sisters. It could be a game you do together, or the brothers and sisters could, those who already know the times table, they could maybe do it with them. Just other ideas to help keep those who are more confident with their times tables ticking over, or just other ideas for those who are building that confidence with it for you to try. Do give it a go. I know there's an actual website that's around that actually does it for you. It tells you the answers that the children, so it gives you the questions the children have to see, or have I got the answer for it? I will continue to take a look. So it's been a while since I've been able to do the tables in year 2. So I'll do my best to see if I can find that website again. Hope these little hints and tips have helped. And again, for the rest of the week, we'll continue to consolidate what we already know about our times table and apply them as well. Right, roll on tomorrow. Bye-bye.